Hey, this is Randy from Burn the Priest, and you are watching Loudwire. Well, you know, as most people know, Slayer is winding down their existence as a touring active band, and we're direct support for the tour. It's really an honor. Like before they told us, because we didn't know this was going to be their final tour until the day that they announced it. Before they told us, they asked for a quote for the tour, and I gave some smart alecky quote because I don't have any more like boilerplate, it's gonna be great to go on tour with Slayer quotes left in me. You know, I just don't. I mean, nothing I say is gonna make a difference whether you come out or not. You know, so I said something really smart ass. When they, all of a sudden that day, they're like, okay, we're releasing your quote for the tour, and by the way, this is Slayer's final tour. Do you want to give a different quote? Because I gave a smart ass quote, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, because it is a big deal, you know. They're legends. I've been a fan of them since high school. You know, they're one of those bands that cut across all different areas of the underground that people would listen to. You know, you'd find metalheads, hardcore kids, punk rock kids, all the stoners. Everybody was like Slayer, you know. So it's a big thing. Yeah, the first time I heard Slayer, it was off of Rain and Blood, and it was the first track, Angel of Death. There was this super burnout guy when I was in high school who had like this jacket with this Slayer back patch on. He's like, man, you need to check out Slayer. You like that punk rock stuff, it's fast. Slayer's faster, you know? I'm like, okay, man, fine, because I'm like, they're gonna suck. I don't like heavy metal, you know? At that time, I was a real purist. And then finally one day I was at a record store and I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this Slayer record. I asked the guy at the record store, I'm like, what do you recommend for Slayer for me to check out first? He's like, Rain and Blood, dummy, you know? So I got that in high school. I believe it was like 11th grade, 12th grade. Maybe it was 11th grade, right before 12th grade. Yes, it was. It was 11th grade before 12th grade, in the summer of in between. And I bought it and listened to it. I was like, wow, you know. The first vocal, I was like, okay, that's wacky. He's been huffing helium or whatever, but the rest of it is just so aggressive and edgy, you know, and weird, I don't know, historical commentary. You know, Angel of Death, of course, being about Mingle, I believe it was, you know. So it's kind of like, oh, this is kind of edgy lyrics here, you know. Which has gotten them some flack over the years by people who aren't smart enough to realize that they're singing about someone messed up, not being messed up themselves. But yeah, Angel of Death was the first Slayer song I ever heard. Touring bands, we just get along, you know. When we first started touring with them, there was more of a kinship over Jägermeister, I think, with Kerry King. And then I stopped drinking, but I still keep up with Kerry, you know. I went to his house a few months ago. Me and Des Fafara went and had some lovely cheese and hung out and looked at artwork and stuff. So, I mean, those guys are just cool, and they're road dogs. Their first tour was in a Camaro, you know, famously. So Slayer's more than paid their dues. And they're just real guys, you know. They've maintained their Slayerness steady for, 30 years now. Yeah. Great dudes.